Success isn't always about what you see on the surface. Most people chase big goals thinking the formula is obvious, but the truth is, the habits that separate the ultra successful from the rest are often invisible. They're not flashy, they're not publicized, and most people would never guess them. Today, we're peeling back the curtain and revealing some of these hidden habits, tiny actions with massive impact that can completely change the way you approach your life and work. Successful people guard their time like it is the most valuable asset they own, because in truth, it is. While most people let minutes slip away in endless scrolling, meetings that go nowhere, or obligations that drain energy, the highly successful protect every single moment fiercely. They understand that time is the one resource you can never get back, no matter how much money or power you acquire. Every task, every commitment, every conversation is carefully evaluated for its worth, and anything that doesn't serve a larger purpose is cut without hesitation. This discipline isn't born overnight. It's cultivated through repeated decisions over and over until it becomes almost instinctual. The consequence of ignoring this principle is chaos, wasted potential, and opportunities that simply vanish because you weren't ready to claim them. They are not afraid to say no, even when it feels uncomfortable. While others might agree to something just to avoid awkwardness, successful people know that a single yes can consume hours, days, or even weeks of their life. They weigh each request against their goals, their priorities, and the bigger picture. Saying no doesn't make them unkind or selfish, it makes them strategic. They understand that the most successful people in history have rarely been defined by the obligations they took on, but by the selective commitments they embraced. This ability to prioritize, to protect your schedule from unnecessary distractions, is a silent power that often goes unnoticed. Those who master it gain hours of high-quality, focused time, which they use to produce results that seem almost effortless to outsiders. Every minute in their day is intentional, often planned with precision down to the smallest details. Morning routines, work blocks, exercise, even breaks are scheduled strategically. There's no randomness in their calendar because randomness is the enemy of progress. While some might think this is rigid or obsessive, the reality is freedom grows from discipline. By controlling how their time is spent, they free themselves from stress, chaos, and the endless feeling of playing catch-up. This intentional approach allows them to make space for deep work, creative thinking, and high-value activities that ordinary people often overlook. In essence, time management for them isn't just about efficiency. It's about crafting a life that aligns perfectly with their vision of success. They also protect their mental energy alongside their time. It's not just about filling hours with tasks, it's about filling hours with tasks that matter and preserving the energy to do them well. Social media, gossip, trivial arguments, or toxic relationships are all minimized or eliminated. This selective attention isn't just about productivity, it's about creating the mental clarity and focus required to execute at a high level. They understand that distractions don't just steal time, they steal the quality of thought, the edge that makes them excel when opportunities appear. By guarding both time and energy, they create a compound advantage over those who drift aimlessly from task to task. Boundaries are another crucial element of their time protection strategy. They set clear limits with colleagues, friends, and even family, communicating what is acceptable and what isn't. They make their availability intentional, and they rarely feel guilty about it. This is because they know that each hour spent reacting to other people's priorities is an hour taken from their own vision. Establishing these boundaries often requires courage, persistence, and the willingness to face pushback, but the payoff is enormous. Over time, the boundaries become invisible walls of protection around their productivity, allowing them to work in concentrated bursts and achieve results that seem miraculous to outsiders. Finally, successful people see their time as a reflection of their respect for themselves. They don't apologize for valuing it. They understand that every hour invested in meaningful work compounds into the life they desire. Every hour wasted is an opportunity lost, and once it's gone, it can never return. This perspective shapes every choice they make, from the projects they pursue to the people they spend time with. It's a quiet, often invisible habit, but one of the most powerful in existence. Guarding your time is not just a practice, it's a mindset, a lifestyle, and a secret weapon that separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who merely dream about it. Successful people plan their days, weeks, and even years with a clarity most people would envy. But what sets them apart isn't just their planning, it's their ability to adapt when reality refuses to follow the plan. They understand that no plan is perfect, no strategy flawless, and no timeline guaranteed. While most people feel frustrated, stressed, or defeated when things go off course, highly successful individuals see it as an inevitable part of the journey. They approach life with a dual mindset: structure when possible, flexibility when necessary. Plans are tools, not traps, and their true power lies not in rigid execution, but in guiding decisions while leaving room for course correction. This perspective allows them to move faster, respond smarter, and seize opportunities others simply miss. Adaptability is a muscle they strengthen daily. They read situations, interpret signals, and anticipate obstacles before they arrive, so when the unexpected happens, they are ready. They don't panic when the world shifts, they pivot. Every setback becomes a setup for a new strategy. While many people cling to their original plan, refusing to let go, successful people are willing to revise, rethink, and even abandon plans that no longer serve their goals. This isn't indecision, it's intelligent responsiveness. Flexibility allows them to remain in motion, to continue building momentum, and to keep their eyes on the bigger picture rather than getting trapped in the frustration of minor failures. They treat plans as frameworks rather than rules, understanding that life is unpredictable and opportunities rarely wait for schedules. While they might block time for specific projects or goals, they leave pockets of space to respond to new possibilities, to explore innovative ideas, or to pursue unexpected connections. This balance between discipline and freedom is delicate yet critical. By not being enslaved to a calendar or checklist, they maintain the creativity, curiosity, and agility needed to solve complex problems. Their planning process, therefore, isn't about control. It's about preparation, about giving themselves the freedom to execute effectively when the situation demands it. One of the most overlooked aspects of this habit is the emotional resilience that comes with adaptable planning. Life is messy, unpredictable, and often unfair. Without the ability to adjust, frustration, stress, and disappointment can erode progress. Successful people know this and build adaptability into their mindset, not just their schedules. When a plan fails or circumstances change, they view it as data, not defeat. Every adjustment becomes a lesson, every redirection an opportunity. This mental flexibility allows them to stay calm under pressure, make decisions from a place of clarity, and maintain confidence even when the outcome is uncertain. Another key element is foresight. Successful people anticipate possible scenarios and create contingencies, not as a form of worry, but as a form of readiness. They map out options, explore alternatives, and consider the consequences of multiple paths before committing to one. This proactive approach allows them to adapt without hesitation when the unexpected strikes. By preparing for change, they reduce risk, increase their options, and maintain control over their trajectory. Adaptability, therefore, is not reactive, it is strategic. It requires a deep understanding of goals, priorities, and potential obstacles, combined with the courage to make decisions in real time. Finally, the most successful individuals know that rigid plans are often the enemy of opportunity. When a unique chance arises, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, they have the flexibility to seize it without derailing their overall mission. They understand that life rewards those who move with both intention and fluidity, who can balance discipline with openness, and who can trust themselves to adapt without losing focus. Planning is essential, yes, but the real power lies in adaptability, the ability to bend without breaking, to adjust without abandoning purpose, and to turn disruption into advantage. This secret, quiet habit, practiced consistently, separates those who succeed in the long run from those who fall victim to circumstance, proving that success isn't just about what you plan, but how gracefully and intelligently you respond when life refuses to follow your plan. Successful people think in long-term cycles because they understand that meaningful results rarely appear overnight. While most people chase instant gratification, the highly successful take a broader view, knowing that the actions they take today compound over time. Every decision, no matter how small, is weighed against its future impact, not just immediate comfort. They understand that shortcuts, quick wins, and fleeting pleasures often carry hidden costs, and that patience is not a weakness, but a strategy. By focusing on long-term cycles, they avoid the trap of chasing trends or reacting impulsively, instead building sustainable progress that others can only admire from the outside. Their vision stretches years, sometimes decades ahead, and it shapes every choice they make in the present moment. They make sacrifices in the short term to create freedom in the long term. While many people focus on comfort, ease, and immediate rewards, successful individuals are willing to endure temporary discomfort to achieve lasting gains. They invest time, energy, and resources in growth, skill building, and opportunities that may not pay off immediately, but will compound exponentially over time. Delayed gratification becomes second nature because they have trained themselves to see beyond the moment. They understand that the small, disciplined actions repeated consistently are more powerful than bursts of effort followed by long periods of complacency. This mindset allows them to navigate life with resilience, focus, and an unwavering sense of purpose. Every action they take is measured against a long-term vision. They ask themselves not just, will this help me now, but will this move me closer to the life I want to live in 5, 10, or 20 years? This perspective influences everything from career choices to relationships, spending habits, to daily routines. Ordinary people often make choices based on emotions, convenience, or societal pressure, but the highly successful are guided by a clear, strategic roadmap. Their long-term thinking allows them to prioritize what truly matters, to ignore distractions, and to avoid the countless traps that derail others. They know that the most powerful leverage comes from patience, consistency, and the discipline to stay the course even when immediate results are invisible. They understand that failures and setbacks are part of the process, not the end of it. Thinking in long-term cycles allows them to put challenges into context, seeing them as temporary detours rather than permanent obstacles. While others might panic, give up, or change course at the first sign of difficulty, successful people remain steady, knowing that persistence over time outweighs short-term losses. Every mistake becomes a lesson, every obstacle a stepping stone, and every delay an opportunity to refine strategy. This long-term mindset transforms adversity from something to fear into something to learn from, creating an unstoppable momentum that grows quietly yet powerfully over time. They also recognize that compounding is not limited to financial investments. It applies to knowledge, skills, habits, and relationships. Every small effort, repeated consistently, produces results that grow exponentially. Reading a little each day, practicing a skill regularly, or nurturing a meaningful relationship may seem insignificant at first, but over months and years, the impact is monumental. The highly successful harness this principle intentionally, deliberately, choosing actions that will compound in value over the long term. They know that slow, steady, intentional growth beats quick, sporadic bursts every time, and they structure their lives to maximize these compounding effects. Finally, long-term thinking gives them a sense of freedom and clarity that most people never experience. When every action is viewed through the lens of a bigger picture, trivial distractions lose their power, peer pressure becomes irrelevant, and fleeting temptations are easily resisted. They are not slaves to urgency, to crises, or to the immediate demands of others. Instead, they move with intention, confidence, and purpose, guided by a vision that stretches far beyond today. This perspective is a quiet, almost invisible habit, but it is one of the most powerful engines of success. While others chase the short-term highs and lows of life, the highly successful build enduring wealth, relationships, and impact because they think not just about now, but about decades from now, and every step they take is designed to serve that long-term vision. Successful people absorb knowledge relentlessly, and they do it quietly, almost invisibly. While many people flaunt what they know or try to impress others with their intellect, the most successful understand that true power comes from continuous learning, not from showing off. They read, listen, observe, and question everything, always searching for insights that can improve their decisions, skills, and outcomes. Knowledge, in their view, is like a compounding investment. The more you accumulate and apply, the greater the returns over time. They treat learning as a daily habit, an essential part of their life, and they rarely allow pride, ego, or impatience to get in the way of understanding something new. They know that the world changes constantly, and staying ahead requires a commitment to growth. Industries evolve, technologies advance, and opportunities shift, and those who refuse to learn risk becoming obsolete. The highly successful anticipate these changes by immersing themselves in information, trends, and emerging ideas. They aren't content to rely solely on past experience or conventional wisdom. Instead, they actively seek perspectives that challenge their thinking. This hunger for knowledge allows them to adapt faster, innovate more effectively, and spot opportunities before others even notice they exist. Their learning is not accidental. It is deliberate, strategic, and aligned with their goals. Observation is a powerful tool they use to learn from the world around them. They watch behaviors, notice patterns, and study outcomes without judgment or bias. Everyday experiences become lessons, and even failures provide critical insight. Unlike most people who gloss over events or dismiss them as trivial, successful individuals extract meaning from almost everything. They ask questions quietly, listen intently, and think critically about what they see. This ability to learn without broadcasting it ensures that their knowledge grows faster than their ego, creating a foundation of skill, insight, and wisdom that others may never see until it is applied in action. They also seek knowledge from people, not just books or media. Mentors, peers, and even competitors are sources of insight if approached with the right mindset. The highly successful ask questions, listen more than they speak, and absorb lessons from a wide range of experiences. They recognize that expertise exists everywhere, and humility allows them to take advantage of it. Networking for them is not about appearances or connections. It is about learning from real people who have walked paths that can inform their own journey. This quiet, relentless pursuit of human insight gives them a depth of understanding that sets them apart from those who rely only on formal education or surface-level information. Application is where learning transforms into power. Knowledge for the highly successful is never purely theoretical. It is meant to be acted upon. They take what they learn, test it, adapt it, and integrate it into their habits, decisions, and strategies. While many accumulate information without results, successful people understand that action is the multiplier. Every book read, every lecture attended, every observation made is measured by how it can improve outcomes, solve problems, or create opportunities. Learning is not a performance. It is a tool for execution, quietly sharpening their edge while others remain stuck in theory. Finally, they protect their learning environment. They know that distraction, noise, and the trivialities of everyday life can erode the ability to absorb and apply knowledge. They carve out time for reading, reflection, and study, often in solitude, and they guard these moments with the same intensity they guard their time and energy. They resist the temptation to constantly consume shallow content, focusing instead on meaningful, high-impact learning that compounds over time. This habit, almost invisible to the casual observer, becomes a powerful advantage, allowing them to grow smarter, more capable, and more prepared than those around them. Knowledge becomes a silent weapon, a foundation of decisions and actions that lead to results others can see, but the process itself remains hidden, a secret habit that fuels extraordinary success over the long term. Successful people control their environment because they understand that surroundings shape behavior, focus, and ultimately results. While most people overlook the subtle ways in which their environment influences them, the highly successful design theirs intentionally. Every detail matters, from the people they spend time with to the spaces they inhabit to the tools they use daily. Clutter, negativity, and distractions are minimized or eliminated, creating a space where focus and productivity can thrive. They know that excellence is easier to achieve when their surroundings support it, and that wasted energy fighting environmental chaos is energy that could be invested in meaningful action. This is not about perfection. It is about creating conditions where success becomes the default rather than the exception. They carefully choose the company they keep because relationships have an enormous impact on mindset and outcomes. Surrounding themselves with ambitious, knowledgeable, and supportive people provides not only inspiration, but accountability. Conversely, toxic or negative influences are kept at a distance, not out of arrogance, but out of self-preservation and strategy. They understand that energy is contagious and that the wrong people can subtly erode focus, motivation, and confidence over time. By curating their circle, they maintain mental clarity, emotional stability, and a higher level of performance, often without others even noticing. This silent habit ensures that their environment acts as a multiplier for success rather than an obstacle. Physical spaces are equally important to them. They organize their homes, offices, and workspaces to reduce friction and increase efficiency. Every object, every tool, and every layout is intentional. Disorganization is not just a visual annoyance, it's a drain on energy, focus, and creativity. The highly successful remove distractions, optimize flow, and create environments that encourage deep work. Lighting, seating, and even color schemes are often subtly designed to enhance productivity and reduce stress. These seemingly small choices accumulate over time, creating an environment that continually reinforces their ability to perform at a high level without the need for constant mental effort to compensate for chaos. Technology and media consumption are also curated carefully. Successful individuals recognize that every notification, every alert, and every news feed has the power to hijack attention and drain mental energy. They use technology as a tool, not as a source of distraction, and they set boundaries to ensure it serves them rather than the other way around. Social media, entertainment, and other passive consumption are approached intentionally, often scheduled or limited, so that energy is reserved for high-value activities. This conscious control over input helps them maintain focus, stay creative, and act decisively. By controlling what enters their environment, they control the quality of their output. They also design routines that reinforce their environmental advantage. Daily habits, schedules, and rituals are structured to align with their goals and support high performance. From the time they wake up to the way they organize their workday, every routine is shaped by the environment they have created. This consistency reduces decision fatigue, allowing more energy to be spent on critical thinking, creativity, and execution. Even subtle routines, like where they place important items or how they structure breaks, play a role in maximizing efficiency and maintaining focus. Over time, these routines, supported by a carefully controlled environment, compound to produce extraordinary results that feel effortless to outside observers. Finally, they recognize that control over